Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to modify and pack your kayak for about a 3-day fishing trip as well as camping. So let's start off with the basics. First, you're of course going to need a kayak. And next, before you even walk out of the store, your next step is to get yourself a life vest. Most of them are Coast Guard approved, and if they're not, don't buy it. Buy one that fits you well and can support your body weight. And if you can, get one that will hold your head above water, your face above water, and will not flip you over on your back if you're unconscious. The next step, which some kayaks come with them, mine didn't, is to buy a paddle. Now, those ridges right there, and if you're an avid fisherman, you'll want those, because if you pull up to a bank to step off, or if you're unloading your kayak into a river, you need a way to push off, and the smooth side won't do it, but the rough side will. This one also has a line retriever, so if your line gets stuck or your reel bird nest, you can pull it into you, and that way you won't have to paddle over to it. Next, what you're going to need is just a bunch of camping stuff, and of course, rods. So first, what you're going to need is, if you're only going fishing, all you'll need is your rods and reels and your tackle bag. Now, of course, if you're going camping, you need to be able to pack your stuff neatly and organize it. So, a camping pack is probably the best solution. Ones with a cinch top will allow you to fit much more in there, so you don't have to be putting a zipper over it, and this will conform to what you're putting in. Next, if you want to sleep comfortably for an extended period of time, 3 days in my case, you're going to want a 3-person tent. Now, even though it says 3-person, they're usually a little undersized for what they say. So this could probably fit 2 people comfortably, and 1 person, all the room in the world. And next, if you do plan on staying an extended amount of time, you're gonna need a cooler. This is where you put your foods and fruits, vegetables, meats, anything that needs to keep cold for an extended period of time. And next, what you're gonna need is probably 1 to 2 gallons of water, depending on how much you're doing. Life straws are acceptable, but they're only used for emergency situations, and you could still contract a sickness from a river that comes from beaver scat, which is very common in this area. Now we're moving on to packing. When it comes to packing, the supplied bungee straps may be just enough. If you get a nice enough kayak, they'll come with a little bit nicer accessories. This is about $400. This is a decent fishing kayak, and it's got ample amounts of room. Some have more, some have less. So what I had to do is, to fit all of my gear on here, I took off these small little nub kind of straps that you just slip over the top, and it's made to hold, small coolers, tackle bags, etc. I removed those. I put cargo hooks on there, and I took a piece of paracord, attached it to the bungee, to a dog clip. So now, here's how you pack it. You're gonna want a decently small cooler. These are only about $10 at Walmart. And the way you pack it varies on your kayak and what you're taking with you. Just see what works best for you. Play a little Tetris. Just have fun with it, I guess. Next, you want your tackle bag, your tent, and your camp pack. So once you've got all that done, you want it to be secure. Most camp packs have a central handle for you want to carry it like a duffel bag. You're going to slip that through, clip it to the other side, take the other one, slip that through, clip to the other side. And then when it comes to water, most kayaks have a central dry storage. Now, even though it says dry storage, it makes it much more convenient to flip it up and pull out whatever you need. And most of them come with these dry bags. They set just on the rim, and they'll keep everything from moving around inside of the kayak since it's hollow. So if you want to, you can put your water bottles or whatever in there, maybe put some ice to keep it cool. That way, when you're on the river, you can keep hydrated and you don't have to reach around and pull anything out from behind the kayak. Now we're moving on to modifications. And most kayaks may require lots of it. But in my case, it didn't require very much because of the price point and what it's mainly used for. So if you don't have one and you want to go fishing, you're probably gonna need a rod holder. Now they have rod holders in the rear, to just store rods and reels. But most fishing kayaks, if they're nice enough, will have these bare spots, or they'll even have it installed already. Mine had the bare spots. All you have to do is cut the hole for the mounting plate, drill it in, tap it, and then you have a rod holder. So when you're fishing and you want to just check your phone, or you want to pick up another rod, or you want to grab something out of the water, or just paddle, slip it right in and clip it on. And next, it's not so much of a modification as it is a repair, a pre-trip repair, call it. Most kayaks are typically made out of a softer material. I think it's HDPE, something like that. And the screws that they put in usually aren't the best, and it may strip them out from the factory. And the last thing you want is a loose foot peg or losing something off of your kayak. So what you're going to want to do is take some marine JB weld. Now, the reason you use marine JB weld is because it's resistant to water, it's resistant to oil, pretty much everything, and it bonds with this plastic very well. Now, before you put that on, you're going to want to scuff up the surface lightly below the railing of your foot pegs or any other accessory you don't want to fall off or break off. Scuff the area lightly with 80 grit sandpaper, per se. Mix it up well, and then line a small area, put it back on, lightly tighten the screws, and most of the work is going to be done by the marine JB weld. Now, when you're going on these fishing trips, if you're wanting to go to a spot, you've got these rod holders right back here. And this is the way it's going to be most of the floating or paddling that you're going to be doing. So, and there you have it. You're just about ready to go on a 3-day camping trip. So let's go over what we've done so far. So, we've packed our kayak. We've got a nice place to sleep. We've got a place for our clothes, our food, and all of our lures and whatever else we may need to fish. We've got a way to hold our rod and reel while we paddle. We've got plenty of water. We've fixed all of our foot pegs and handles, anything that might come off due to the soft plastic of the kayak. We've got our rods and reels. We've got our paddle that we can push off the bank with, and of course, a way to stay safe. Thanks for watching and have a good day.